Yo, salute everyone. Salute. What's going on, everybody? Knicks Real Talk. We in the building, man. It's the pregame Knicks Real Talk. Knicks looking for some love in the city of brotherly love. Knicks down in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center against the Philadelphia 76 tonight at 7:30. So we're going to get into it, get it popping, break down the lineups, all the good stuff, the game summary. We're going to get my man Shy Powell in here in a minute, man. We're just going to get it popping, talk some Knicks. Salute to everybody out there, wherever you at, man. Hope y'all had a good day today. I'm ready to get in here with Knicks Real Talk and get it popping. We just got to get it, man. We need to win tonight to help us try to finally get a win under the belt. We've been playing some tough basketball, losing in the end of games and all that stuff, man. So we're going to really get into it and get it popping, man. I want to say first and foremost, salute to the chat, to all you cats up in there, man. Thank y'all for coming a part of the show today. You already know how we do that, the family over there. And we're going to get it, man. Knicks need a win in the worst way, man. We just haven't had one, man. Turn over the free throws. We're going to get into all that, man. We got to get into the confidence at the end of the games. The murders of R.J. Barrett, what's going on with Mitchell Robinson's extension. So we're just gonna get into all that good talk, man, and everything, man. And let me get all the pleasantries out the way, break down the starting lineup, the injury reports. If I can get my man Shy Powell here with me, man, we just gonna go get it popping. So once again, salute the Knicks Real Talk, the Knicks fans, the Philly fans, whoever you representing, man. Thanks for coming in tonight and getting it popping with us. We gonna get it, man. It should be a good game tonight. James Harden and Philly tonight, man. Him and Joel Embiid. So we're going to have to go up against the monster, but we're going to get it, though, man. We're going to get it to it and talk about it. So like I said, again, man, thanks for everybody coming in, man. We're going to get it popping for a pregame leading up to the tip-off, so let's do it. Let's break down the starting lineups right quick for the New York Knicks. We got Alex Burks at the guard, Evan Fournier at the guard, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle at the forward spot, and Mitchell Robinson at the center. For the Philadelphia 76ers, we got James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid at the center spot. On the injury list for the New York Knicks right now, Quentin Grimes out with a right patella subflexion. Derrick Rose out right ankle surgery. Lucas Sandwich out G League. Two-way Mark McBrow out G League. And on assignment, Kemba Walker. For the Philadelphia at 76, pardon me for the stutter. We got Charles Bassey out, G League on assignment. Jada Springer out on assignment. Charlie Brown out on this assignment, G League two-way, and Miles Power out on assignment. And then without further ado, man, let me bring in my partner in crime so we can get it popping. My man Shy Powers is in the building with me, man. Shy Powers, what's up, my brother? What's going on with you?
Peace to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. I'm looking forward to the game tonight. I'm always looking forward to a Knick game. We haven't won in a while. We've been on a free fall, man, and hopefully we can find a way to change this thing around, man. It's been pretty tough for us, the way the team has been playing, losing games at the end of the game. The confidence is not there. The turnovers, the free throw percentage was terrible against Philly the last game. So we got to get into all that and break it all down, man. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to the Knicks playing, Shy Powers. We just got to go in there and try to win a game, man. I know the season's kind of getting away from us, but it still will feel good. The Knicks can go out there and win a basketball game and make us feel good about ourselves for sure.
Yeah, definitely tonight. After taking a loss to them, the last game that we played them, we need to get out there and just execute. Run some pace out there and try to get the ball in the basket. Like you said, we are a couple of games deeper than that to that 10th spot, and it's going to make it even more harder for us to achieve that 10th spot if we can't win. So tonight is another big game, like we always say, and hopefully tonight we can get some win. And salute to Alton Lee, man. I'm dead serious. I think he needs about 10 minutes tonight too, McBride. McBride needs to get out on that court somehow, some way, man.
Yeah, real talk. Without further ado, let me bring in my other partner in crime, the third part of the trio, man. My man KJ Events.
Yes, sir.
Building, man. My brother, what's good with you, man?
Knicks Real Talk, Divine, Shy.
You already?
Chat. Salute to you all. Hey, another day. They say another day, another dollar, but we just need a win. Can we get one win? We hear the noise out there. Mitchell Robinson. Hey, look, just play. At this point, we just got to play basketball. I'm taking the win either way we get it. If it's by 5, by 30, by 20, by 1, take one step at a time and just kill the noise. Winning cures all. And right now, we're just a losing team right now. We just got to win a game.
Yeah, real talk, man. Like I said, man, Knicks Real Talk pregame. Knicks looking for some brotherly love and down in Philadelphia. New York Knicks versus the 76ers at the Wells Fargo Center, 7:30 tonight. down in Philly, man. I know the Philly fans going to be in the building. Knicks fans going to be in the building. So salute to all the fans out there ready to get it popping. Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this Knicks, just trying to compete, man. We've been losing these games tough, man. That last quarter, man, them turnovers and them free throws, like I said, man. Like the chat on which I'm hoping we get to see Deuce McBride get it popping tonight. I've been lighting up the G League again as he's been doing all year. But I think it's that time now. Hopefully we get to get him up here. But let's get into the game summary first. We get into the game, then we'll break down the Mitchell Robinson thing, the RJ thing, the Deuce McBride thing. So let's just get into all that stuff, man. And me and the panel gonna get it popping, and we gonna take all y'all thoughts and y'all ideas and comments in the chat, and we just gonna keep it moving. But for me, man, like I said, the lineup, I went over the injury lineup, and the keys to the victory tonight, just turn over the free throws, man. That's been killing us the whole year, basically turn over the free throws. And my man Fournier said something interesting within this of the media and all that about the confidence they lack. I'm concerned about that. We have a player who thinks that other players don't have the confidence to close out the games. That's kind of telling to me. But not that he's not right, but it's just interesting that he feel like these guys don't know who to go to and blah 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 when the game is on the line. Shot Powell and so that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing tonight is what happens when the game is on the line tonight. Are these guys going to have the confidence to close this thing out if they close?
Yeah, well, one of the big things that we notice from the Knicks is like we always say, the consistency. The beginning first 3 quarters of a game, they're in it all the way, and reverting back to what you said about Fournier. The confidence I think that he means is everybody is scared to take the big shot, or make a mistake and not pull through or come down in the clutch. So I see that a lot with a lot of the teammates, and some of the rotations that back to Tibbs on his rotations, he leaves guys that he thinks can make that shot in when he very rarely leaves anyone in there that could make the shot or is unexpected to make the shot. So we just see what happens tonight, man. These guys have to close games, and the one thing that Fournier said that was right is confidence, man. These guys are not consistent, and they're not knocking down shots. And the reason why he said that because the last game he's kind of big for them too.
Right, real talk. Hey, KJ, for me, these closing games, I also got a lot to do that wasn't here. You know what I mean? What's up in here? You know what I mean? And that's defensively. We've been getting hammered defensively, man. This is definitely not the Knicks team that I'm used to seeing, compared to last year and going in, the way we fight hard on the defense end, always scrapping and grinding. But it's just like we don't have it right now. Do you think that's part of this? You got the same coaches. Minus Mike Woodson. You got the same players. Except for a couple of more. Do you think do they have it in them to be that team that was defensively that they were last year? I would say.
Yeah, and it showed that in the beginning of the year. We definitely have the tools to do it. It's just that it seems like it's a lot of internal things going wrong with this team that they didn't have last year, and that's what I see. And right now, we just need a spark plug. Bring that McBride off that bench, man. We need a spark plug at this point in time. We need a spark plug. But to answer your question, Devon, absolutely, I still believe this team. They have pieces. They have pieces on defense and offense. It's just some reason they're not clicking. And they're clicking for maybe the first quarter, a little bit of the second. It's just they break down. It seems like all these games they lose, they breaking down too easily. And it's something there. Just don't know what it is. We don't know. But we can just see it from afar as like, man, when we're ready to give in as Knicks fans to this team, it's like, it's always something. We win one game, then we lose the next game by 20. Then we go on a 4 or 5 game losing streak. Then we win another game. So it's just been inconsistent. Too many inconsistencies going on this year. But we do have the tools to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree. What was interesting to me is it's like you go into that fourth quarter, you got veterans in there. You got guys who've been in the game, know the game. Shot Powell's been around the game. They know how to play the game. That's what's so mind-boggling to me. It's not like these guys never been in this situation before, and it seems like they still coming up short. And I that's why I say I know we could talk about the Tibbs situation, but man, It ain't like these guys was in this position last year. And to me, what a year makes confident wise that you cannot close these games out and come in this thing together and get it happen. I just don't understand that. It's kind of puzzling to me, man. It really is. Other than I think we're missing some guys who had a lot of heart, like the Paytons, like I keep saying, the Paytons and the Reggie Bullets, who had a lot of grit and a little grind in them, who could take that. If you score on me, I ain't gonna let you score on me, but I'm gonna score on you. And I just don't see we have that mentality where we're not gonna let cats score on us. Like, you know what? Nah, I ain't letting you get down on me. You know, like almost like that playground mentality. And I just don't think they're showing it right now this year.
Yeah, they it's just something that they don't have a finisher. Plain and simple for me. They just don't have someone that is like something similar to like a Derrick Rose. They don't have someone that when time in need in time of need, when they need a basket or a drive to the hole and go to the free throw line and hit some free throws, they don't have that person. They don't have a person to make the team space out to get easier shots when they're not clicking. You know, and as soon as they seem like they don't click, they go ISO real quick, and they just don't have someone out there to facilitate to the players and put them in the spot that they need to be in. And that's another reason why I keep screaming out McBride right now. Let's see what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Put Burks back in the second unit. Start McBride. See what he can do. At least start IQ. With IQ on the team, it seems like the team plays better. You know, it seems like they move the ball a little bit more. IQ may not be having he had the last couple of games. He has some good shooting and he's been scoring, but he just gets the ball, even though he dribbles so much, but he gets the ball to people when they need to get the ball. And, you know, we need someone to, you know, facilitate. And right now, Burks is, for me, and that's my man, Mr. B, but he's not a facilitator. He's a shooter. Right. He shoots the ball. You know what I mean? He shoots the ball. He gets the ball. He don't think about setting up anybody else, but to set himself up, to get the ball, to get the ball back, to make a move. And that's what Burks does.
Hey, Devon.
Yes, sir.
You had said something before the last Philly game that the Knicks should do, and they actually did it. You said to us, what think about R.J. Barrett at the point guard position?
Yeah.
And the Knicks did that for the first couple possessions, and they actually looked pretty good with R.J. at the point guard position.
Sure did.
Why did they go out of it? If it was working, keep it. And that's what I'm like, to your point, Shah, what you're saying is, it's like they go with something, they go with a plan, and then they go away from the plan.
Right.
Like they pick a direction, and then they go this way, that way. Just pick one direction and go. So I agree with that. That the mind that actually worked, having Barrett at the one guard position to bring and facilitate the play from there. It worked well. He set plays up. We scored a couple times on it, but then we went out of it. You know, that's really I wanted to say. Salute to you on that, Devon, for actually pointing that out before the game started. And also, IQ always plays good against his boy Tyrese Maxey. He always has a good game against him. So I'm looking for the same thing with him tonight. But the thing with IQ was going on with him right now, he can have one good game and then he goes away. So my thing is, if IQ's not having that game, put McBride in for 10, 15 minutes just to see. We've been saying it until we blew in the face. Put McBride in. Devon, like you said, he's lighting that G League up, averaging 26, 29 points per game, 9.5 assists per game in the G League. Put that man on the court, please.
Yeah, real talk. You know what? And the only reason I brought up the RJ point guard thing would make sense to me because he goes downhill, and that's what you want your point guard to do. You want your point guard to get downhill. You know what I mean? Get downhill, get in the lane, and that's the reason why that's why I want to see McBride, because that was one of his things that he needed to kind of work on. But let McBride get in there and learn how to go downhill. You know, I hate, you don't want to do it at the detriment of the other guy. But if we're not winning, it don't matter anyway. We definitely was winning, and in the small, you don't want to bring nobody in that's not ready. But I do think you should throw him in there, let that young man get his burn, let him get his rhythm, because I do think he can make a difference on that team. I just think that in that fourth quarter, he got more energy than Alex Burks. I've seen Alex Burks and Julius Randle sometimes just give up on kind of plays.
Tired.
Yeah, they tired. They're giving up on plays. Like Fournier, especially and Randle and them, they give up on plays because they just don't got that energy. I think somebody like McBride will stay in front of these guys all the time. Shot Powers, you know, he's a young bull. He's hungry. He's got energy. He's not tired. He probably could play 49 minutes if it was 49. I mean, because he's a lot of youth with a lot of energy. And I just think that we got to find a way to, you know, for the last 21 games, let that cat be a part of this thing, man, and let them grow with these guys. And because I think a guy like that on the defense in the fourth quarter, when somebody about to run that ball down the lane, Mike could step in there, take a charge, strip somebody, or get a steal, or get a block from that position. I think it'll make a big difference in that star line. But I just think that, you know, with Burks, Fournier, RJ, Rand, that's just nothing but scoring. That's just nothing but scoring. You know what I mean? Shot Powers. I just think that we need a guy like, McBride, who's not dependent on scoring, which he can when he has to, but not to put the pressure on everybody else. I just think that it's just got to be the way to go for me.
Yeah, he needs some minutes. That's the bottom line. And another thing that is hurting us right now, real bad, is that Grimes hurt himself. Grimes hurt himself. I think Grimes right now would have helped us out a lot on the court. And don't be surprised if we come out next year and the starter front court is Grimes and Deuce. I think those two guys can set us up to be our starting unit next year, man. If we don't find a superstar point guard somewhere, and with all this stuff that we got to do before this year's out, Deuce does need some minutes, man. 12, 14 minutes, man. A couple minutes here, 4 minutes here, 4 or 5 minutes here, 2, 3 minutes again. He needs to get out there just to see what he can do. And the last couple of times that he got on the court, not big numbers or nothing like that, but if I'm not mistaken, he had a steal and an assist. You know what I mean? And he only was in 3 minutes or something like that. So, I mean, what could hurt to try to start him and put Burks back into that second unit?
Yeah. Hey, KJ, I think eventually, I really believe in the next 1 or 2 games, you got to get his kids some play. You just got to give him some play. There's no other way to say it. If Tisman don't put that young man in the next 1 or 2 or 3 games, I'm going to be really disappointed at a Knicks fan. You know me, I'm an optimistic guy about the Knicks. I always try to stay on the positive side of things. You know what I mean? But I would be disappointed if this man don't start getting no burn. There's no way you should let that man play out the season not getting no burn for the New York Knicks. I just think that don't make no sense to me.
It's a ticking time bomb right now. And, it's one of them things where we'll again, another season that's not a failed season yet, because we still, by numbers, we still can get in this thing, right? But we keep harping on last year. And, hey, with the Knicks run up 16 games again, and we got 21, they lose tonight, and they win 16-4 again, right? Will we still be saying the same thing about this team? And for me, I'm going to say yes. Changes still need to be done, right? So I'm saying this right now. If Tim doesn't play McBride without no Grimes in there and you see the season is done, I believe the Knicks franchise and the Knicks fan base will run Tibbs out of here. Because the decisions right now is like, why are you not playing him? And based on his numbers, what he's doing in the G League, you can see that for a small sample size in the G League against less talented players, but these guys are still in the NBA roster. These guys will go to any street corner in any park and tear somebody up. So my thing is, play that man, play him to see what's going to happen, and hopefully it starts tonight. We see this happening with Sims now. No Noel, Mitch is getting hurt.
Facts.
Sitting Gibson down. Now we gotta see what Sims can do, because now we don't know if we're gonna have Mitch next year. So it's a lot of what if. So you know what? I gotta go with my gut feeling and play. And I believe tonight, and hopefully tonight, he gets playing time. McBride.
Yeah. I'm kind of with I am with Elton Lee on this for sure. I think if Tibbs throw him in there, he will throw in the white towel. That's why I think it's happening. I think but I don't think he should do that. But I got a feeling like Elton Lee say that's probably what it really is. He said, if I throw this man in here, I'm waving the white flag. Season over. And that's why I was saying maybe wait 4 or 5 games coming out of the All-Star break. We had 2 of them now. That's why I say maybe in the next 2 or 3 games you will see. If the Knicks don't gain no ground in the next 2 or 3 games. Like I said, if the Hornets lose tonight, we only 2 games in the loss column behind them guys. You know, so that's why I think Tibbs seems like Tibbs keep going. He still think he can get in this thing, and that's the only thing I can really see. It ain't over till he mathematically eliminated. But I do think that still, even other than that, they still should be playing McBride though. I've been clamoring for that dude. Been playing all season. Like, you got to play this young man, man. He got something about him. He got an it to him. You know what I mean? If you putting up 30 points in the G League, even if you put up 10 in the NBA, successful compared to what our point guard is giving us. You know what I mean? If Duke McBride comes to the Knicks and give us 10 points a game, 5 assists, 2-3 rebounds, and a couple of steals, that's better than all our point guards right now.
Right.
You know? So that's what is how Powell's why I said you got to get his cat some burn, because we are getting hammered on the defense end of the side of the court. And what did that man do? He played defense. You know what I mean? And I just think that, you know, Shaw, they got to go at him sooner or later. It's enough is enough for me.
I thought when he sat down Noel, and I thought when he sat down Taj to put Sims in, he should have sat down Burks as well to give McBride a little bit of burn. Now, in the next couple of games coming up, we may not see McBride, but as Elton said about the white flag, we may see him by the beginning of sometime next week. You know, because right now, you know, I don't even want to think about it, but we trying to stay in front of Indiana. Indiana's like 21, 22 games, and we 25 games. So, do we want to fall the 13th spot? You know, is that what we really trying to do right now? So, I mean, we got to do some things and get some things together, man. And I don't know, why not sit Burks and start, even if he's not playing well, you give him 3-4 minutes as a starter in the starter unit, and he's not playing well, then you pull him and put Burks in. What's the big problem about that? If you know you put him in, or Burks ain't doing nothing in the first 3 or 4 minutes, and you sub McBride in there, you know, to play to the end of the second quarter and see what happens. I mean, there's things that Tibbs could do, you know what I mean, but he's just not implementing them. And I understand about throwing the white flag, but I don't think throwing Deuce McBride in is like waving a white flag. I think we might have, I mean, you know, this here or there, but I think if we'd have had McBride in some of these games, we might have won a couple of these games or been a little closer than what we lost by, or something like that. I don't think McBride is a negative. I think McBride can at least get out there and do at least what Burks does. That's what I think.
Yeah, I want to make an analogy, a comparison, not because of this player as good as this player, just the way they play and the way it helps their team. If you look at the Chicago Bulls with Lonzo Ball, who's not a great offensive player, but he's a good defender. He can shoot the 3 ball. That's Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? You know, then you got DeRozan, Levine, and Vucevic, your main scorers. You know, and so I think when you got, that's why I would love to see McBride in there for this reason. You got RJ, Randall, and Fournier as your main scorers. You know what I mean? So it would be like the Chicago Bulls. I'm just talking about comparison, not, you know, for the talent wise, but the way they play. They don't rely on Lonzo Ball to drop 20 points a game. They rely on Lonzo Ball to hit them threes, play D, and, you know, facilitate. You know what I mean? He don't even go down the lane good. He's not a good down the hill player. But he I think a lot of his attributes is, to me, it's like Deuce McBride. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why I don't understand why they don't put Deuce McBride in there, because that way I think RJ feel more comfortable when he's shooting, Randall feel more comfortable when he's shooting, and Fournier feel more comfortable when he's shooting, just due to the fact you got one guy who's not demanding the basketball. You know what I mean? He's not demanding the KJ. And I really do think that that's where I'm kind of disappointed that the Knicks is not running with him, because it's not about if can you score 20 points. We don't need him to do that. We just need that boy to defend the best point guards in the league coming up and down that court, get the ball to them guys when you can in the right spots, hit your open tray every now and then, and defend. If you could do that, I think that whole team would be different to me.
D. McBride is averaging 9.5 assists in the G League. I'm going to repeat again. McBride is averaging 9.5 assists in the G League. What I'm saying is, imagine McBride with RJ, with Julius, with Fournier out there,
Facts.
right?
Mm-hmm.
To your point, we don't need him to score. We need him to facilitate the offense and play that defense. Mm-hmm. And if you're scoring, it's a plus. We know his 3 is off right now, but the man can shoot 3s. This is all we need, is a point guard. He's probably the best point guard on the bench. that can do those things, and for some reason, he's not playing it. Only he knows why he's not playing them. Fellas, just hope this changes tonight, 'cause we've been saying it. And if it does changes, guess who looks like the Genius is? Me, Sha, and Devon. Looks like the Genius, because we've been saying it in the chat too as well. Because you guys are all, and ladies are saying the same thing we're saying. Play that McBride. Play him.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Frank Matos, I mean, you know what? It's just, I guess that's what Tiz want to roll with. You know, I don't agree with him playing Burks like that, because I always thought that you taking Burks out his natural position. Burks need to be that guy where you throw that ball over to the corner or the right wing, or he could either pop the three or get to the hole. You know, you wasting his talent by putting him at the point guard spot, because he's not off the dribble pull up three shooter. He's a catch and shoot dude. So if he's a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, why are you putting Burks in a situation where he got to take the ball and come off the dribble and shoot? Put him back at the guard, put him at the small forward. But I just don't think that to me is a losing success. It's a losing recipe for it, because I just don't think it works. I just think that he's not used to the situation he in. He can dribble the ball, but he's not a facilitator. Alex Burks can dribble good, but he's not a facilitator. You know, he's a scorer, man. And I just think that you know right now you gotta go away from that, man. If you want to make any significant chance to get up in this thing, you got to go away from the Alex Burks experiment at the point guard and put him back on the bench.
For 1 second,
Put quickly a McBride at that point guard. Now that Grimes is down, you let Alex Burks come in there at the 2. You know what I mean? And you let Cam Reddish do the 3. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I just think that the Alex Burks point guard experiment is done. We not winning with it. We haven't won with it. If that tells me if you're not winning with it, why use it? I just don't think that guy is a point guard. I mean, I understand he could dribble the ball, he can get in the lane, but it's much more to being a point guard to me, Shot Power, than getting in the lane and all that. You got to be able to see guys when they open. You got to see guys in their right spots where, you know, if you see my man in the corner, you don't go in there and throw up a floater. No, you kick that ball out to that 3-point line where Fournier is over there, or Cam Reddish might be over there, or RJ or Randall might be there, and I just don't think, or Mitchell Robinson might be there waiting for you to throw a lob to him, which I have seen so many times where he be missing Mitchell Robinson on a lob like crazy. So that tells me right there that this experiment Shot Power should be a wrap, for real.
Yeah, once again, like you said, Divine, my man MJ Burks, man, he is a shooter. He shoot first, and he sets up to shoot, not to facilitate. Mm-hmm. He has been getting a couple of assists per game and stuff like that, but they're pretty low. And you could tell that they're low because of his shooting percentage is high. So he's not facilitating. He can dribble, but his dribble is to pass and get the ball back to either drive or shoot. You very rarely see he can pass. He's made some spectacular passes this year to Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson and stuff like that, driving to the hole and pass it to him. But that's not his first option. That's what I believe. And I think like we see, like you were saying, KJ, Scott McBride in the G League is getting 8-9 assists a night, man. I believe he could come in here and he might make Mitchell Robinson look a little better. I don't know. You know, I can only speculate because I really haven't seen him play with Mitchell Robinson where he can really, you know, facilitate that ball to him.
Right. Yeah. Real talk, man. KJ, to me, I do get it. I understand his philosophy. I do get it. But sometimes, you know, you got to be able to change it up, man. There's nothing wrong with admitting that something's not working. I mean, if it ain't working, just change it up. You know what I mean? And I do think that the Knicks will be a better team if I don't care whether it's either McBride at the point guard. It's 3 guys I would love to see at the point guard for the Knicks. I kid you not. McBride, Quickly, or RJ Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. RJ Barrett can even play point guard better than every point guard. Why? That man always going downhill, but he know how to play make. He got size. He's like that Magic Johnson size. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Big dude who can get down the lane.
And pass.
You know, he gets down the lane at will. And if they collapse on the RJ Barrett, man, what they gonna do? Man, it's Lob City to Mitch. It's Randall at the corner. It's Fournier on the corner. I mean, you know, it just got to be crazy, man. I think that if we can do that, man, I would love to see him switch it up with one of them 3 guys.
Is it me or is it to you guys when you watch the game, right? Does it feel like RJ can score on anybody? Does it look like that? I
He does
mean,
gather like that. You're right.
I mean, he might not be as fast, but he's sneaky, you know. And like I said, if RJ
He's
going
strong.
in the offseason, that man work on his handle some more. He gonna get stronger. Watch out for him, you know. But to your point, Devon, you're right. You know, for a long time, the biggest thing with us in the past 20, 25 years, Knicks franchise, what has plagued us has hurt us, point guard play. When we had good point guards, Jason Kidd, you know, we went far. But it's like that's been our big arch nemesis is the point guard play for years and years. And it's like, you know, any regime, like nobody can solve the point guard play on the New York Knicks. Now, why is that? And it's when we seen it last year, it was like, oh, Alfred Payton, he can't shoot. We need a point guard. But look what Alfred Payton. So he might have been our best point guard in the past years, and we ran him out of here. You know, and that was all of us, you know, because I was at the last year, it was like, you know what? We got to get him out of here. We can't shoot. That's what we thought we needed, right? So now it's like, how in these 21 games, it's like, who else is going to be? Who else is going to leave? You know, I don't want to keep rebuilding. Every year we say rebuild. I feel like every year we've been rebuilding for too long. It's time to make some real noise. Go back to that luxury tax, man. It don't at this point, it doesn't matter. Spend the money, get the money back, spend all of it, and take a big chance because right now we're playing too much. We're playing around. We're playing the small roles. Here, little money. Throw some big money at somebody and get in debt again. It's New York City. We'll climb our way back out of it, but we have to make a big move going forward. Got to make a big move.
Not to jump in real quick. I think that's the plan this year. I think they are going into luxury tax this year,
right? With
this first round, whatever this pick that we're gonna have in the first round, wherever it falls to, because as the way we lose, if the way the good and the bad thing about not making the playoffs, the play-in. I would love the Knicks to make the play-in, but on the other side, if they don't make the play-in, that means our draft pick rises up from like the 11th spot now to maybe somewhere in 7. And once they spin those lotto balls, we have a better chance of getting in the top 4 or staying where we at. So if we could somehow that pick turns into a 2, 3, 4 pick right there, that pick with some of these trades and going into luxury tax to sign some of our players this summer coming, sounds like a real good idea. Sounds like a real good idea.
Yeah, real quick, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Real talk. Thank y'all for coming aboard. Salute to everybody out there streaming where you're streaming them from. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, Shaw Power, KJ Events. Hey, and you know, let me ask you a question, Shaw. RJ Barrett, his emergence, to me, it's almost making like, do the chat and you guys think that with the emergence of RJ Barrett and the way that he's playing right now, can you imagine if he was hitting his free throws? Man, probably be 25 a game right now, easy. I mean, he would be 30 a game if he was hitting his free throw. So do you think because of his emergence, what does that does for the Julius Randle situation? Do you think that you try to replace Julius Randle with somebody else that, you know, whether who may be, I don't know who it could be, whatever. But do you think the emergence of RJ Barrett, KJ, puts Julius Randle's situation may be tradable, or would you guys in the chat or anybody, would you be willing to move Julius Randle if it's going to bring in a better fit, whether it's a top-notch point guard, whether it's a taller 4 who could do what he do? What are your thoughts on the emergence of RJ Barrett, and what does it look like for Julius Randle? As a Knicks fan, would you want to move on from Julius Randle because of RJ, what he do, and get another guy to replace Randle that might can kind of coexist, or are you fine with the way they're going?
Great question. And to answer your question, yes, I do. I think that RJ and Julius can't play together. And I'm saying that with facts because, you know, if you look at the games think about how many games has RJ and Julius have a double figures tandem. It's one, RJ could be on, Julius is off. I think 1 or 2 games, 3 games, maybe 3 games tops, them guys had good games together, right? Can these guys play together, right? So you know what? We gave Julius the bag last year. Everybody's saying build around RJ now. So sell while we can. sell while we can, build this team around RJ Barrett, and we take that chips way fall. You know, it can work. So to answer your question, yes, I believe that the Knicks maybe not next year, they will move on from Julius Randle if they can get better assets back for him.
I'm on that type of tip also, but I believe with RJ and with Randall, if we could get somebody to facilitate the ball, depending on what point guard we get, you know, I think that makes a big thing for us too, because right now Randall is playing point forward when he doesn't really necessarily have to, but in essence he really does, because I hate to say this out loud, but sometimes I like seeing Randall with the ball than that see Burks with the ball in his hands. He may make some stupid passes, he may make some turnovers that just make you grit your teeth, especially in the time when we're trying to get back into the game. But he is our highest assist leader on the team. He makes more assists than everybody else on the team, Randall. And I think if we can find someone, I think with the emergence of RJ this year, I think Randall can take a little step back a little bit. He's been doing it in these last couple of games, like not so much on top of the ball, but still trying to command the ball when we losing. You know, it's a double standard with him. I mean, it's a double-edged sword with him, because he might not really want the ball in his hand that much, but we need him to have the ball in his hand to make the pass, because who else is making the pass to anybody else? IQ makes the pass, but not as much as Randall. RJ's been very good with his assists this year too. He's up in everything this year, and I really big up. And I wouldn't mind seeing if we could get off of Randall. I don't think they're going to get off that contract, but if we could get off of Randall and bring somebody else in here, I'm 100% wholeheartedly with it. But to keep them together, we need to get a bona fide point guard in here, and I think we'll see better play from both players with a better bona fide point guard.
Okay, so the consensus is that everybody fine with so yeah, because I don't think it's a problem whatsoever. I think they can coexist. I just what I'm wondering is that the emergence of RJ, now that RJ look like RJ might be that dude on the Knicks, hypothetically, how does Randall take that? You know how the Kemba Walker situation didn't go good with the jersey thing and all this hypothetical when they put the addition jerseys on, or let him be the face of the franchise with the jerseys. Now you're talking about a young man like RJ Barrett starting to ascend.
Right.
Is Randall going to be comfortable being that one, that 1A and 1B to 1B, or the, you know what I mean? The second fiddle, I guess what I would say. Do you think Randall would be comfortable letting RJ be the main dude on that team? You know what I mean? And that's why I brought the question up, because the way it looks to me, guys, that yeah, and I agree with you. I have no problem with that. I agree with y'all 100% with the Batman need a Robin, but is that particular person willing to be the Robin?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. Everybody, listen, you had Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Tim Duncan, this guy. I get it. I'm not questioning whether it's an art. Is he willing to be the Robin? That's really what I'm trying to say, because I think everybody need a person next to you. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, that's just the way basketball is. You got Joel Embiid, now you got him, you got KD, you got Kyrie, you got Julius Randle, you got AD. I mean, I get all that. I'm just talking about from his standpoint. Do you think he's going to be comfortable knowing that he got his bag? He literally was almost the face of the Knicks. Julius Randle was the face of the Knicks for a minute. Now that RJ Barrett is emerging, how would he do it? That's all.
Right. And Devon, it's not the same RJ Barrett from last year. I see everybody. I understand Randall's the assist leader, right? But is the assist leader, is it turning into wins right now for us that we so hardly need to the man that we paid all this money to?
No.
At the end of the day, you can have all the stats you want, but if it's not W's, who's going to want to come play here? Can RJ Barrett and Randall lead us to a championship level team? Like it right now, maybe it's too young. It's not happening. So my thing is, we Knicks fans till we clock out of here, right? We've been here for a long time. That logo is never going to change, but the players will change. And if we have an opportunity to get better assets and maybe one or two, maybe three players for 1 star in Randall, why not take it? Because we could then adjust. RJ Barrett is only going to get better. Look at his trajectory right now. Like, RJ Barrett is the youngest Knicks player on the team. And look what he's doing right now in his 3rd year. So we need players that was going to play with him to go forward. And that's why we're saying we understand what Julius Randle could do, but it may be time to move on for him because, again, it just doesn't look right on the court right now.
I'm 100% with you there, KJ. Don't get it twisted. If they let Randall go, I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? Because RJ got a Robin on his team right now, and that's Reddish. I think next year if Reddish stays here next year, I think RJ and Reddish is going to be the sensation, and they're going to. I think they're really going to get some gelling together before the season starts, and if we could get a point guard to just help them out and stuff, because I believe if Reddish starts at that 3 and RJ's at that 2, yeah, we got plans in making, you know, and we can let go of Randall, like you said, to get some premier players in here and get them both a point guard that they really need. So I'm cool with letting Randall go, because you let Randall go, you're going to get a big fish or something similar to a big fish for the same price as Randall. So you can get something real good for a Randall type player.
Yeah,
right. Real quick. And you got to understand, look at the way he's playing out there. He looks frustrated. You can't have a frustrated star. So if he's frustrated out there, and hopefully he is, he's going to go. That's all I wanted to say. He looks frustrated, Devon.
Yeah. You know, for me, and it's not about. I just brought that question up not because it's about Randall being a bad player. It's not even about that. It's not about Randall being a bad player. It's not about Randall not being talented. I brought the question up because we see this happen in the NBA. You know what I mean? It just happens when you got a guy who's starting to excel, and the other guy pretty much was your main dude. And then he had to say he might have to come second fiddle. Randall helped the Knicks get the 41 wins last year. It's not about the wins and losses. I'm not Randall's not the reason why the Knicks is losing, guys. So that's my new question right there. The Knicks are losing because they got too many damn turnovers. Free throws. I don't care about the Tibbs stuff, none of that. The Knicks is losing games because they're not hitting free throws and they not got no turnovers.
And they turning over. Facts.
That's
facts.
It. You know what I mean? But Randall was not the reason why the Knicks is losing. I just brought that question up because I just know that with the emergence of him, you might wind up getting a dude that can give you the same numbers Randall getting, might be taller, might not be less turnover prone.
Mm-hmm.
He might not do certain things in a situation where we need him to be there the most. He might cough the ball up. He might force the stuff too much. Other than that, I don't have no problem with Randall. Randall is legit 20 and 10 dude every day, all day. But I just brought that up because of the emergence of RJ Barrett. And to me, let's say it's a bona fide. You got to trade Randall for a bona fide point guard. Would you do it?
Yes.
Would you say, you know what? If Devontae Murray came along with Julius Randle or whoever, are you willing to move Julius Randle for Devontae Murray? Are you willing to move Julius Randle for somebody who the Knicks been clamoring for? Because you can know it's easy to get power forwards. It's hard to get point guards. And that's why I brought that up. Not because of any of that. Because I like I said, the other day in Philly, we went 22 for 35 from the charity stripe. Just go look at the last 10, 15 games. The turnover, 18 turnovers. Can you imagine that was only 9 turnovers? Can you imagine if instead of shooting 62% from the free throw line the other day, we shot 80%?
78%.
It'd be different. It really would. You know, and we could like I said, I have no problem with everybody feeling a certain way about Tip. I get it. But if you're missing free throws like that, you're turning the ball over constantly. That's part of basketball. You down 3 points. The other game, you know what happened the other day? In that game against Philly, the Knicks had a chance to swing this thing. A turnover. They come down, knock down a 3, put us up 5. It's a wrap.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I just think that, I brought that question because it's a good question. RJ emergence, it can be a different the way the Knicks front office may think. They might go different. They might say, well, you know what? If they get a point guard, I agree with all you guys. If they get a solid point guard, then it might take the ball out of Randall's hand. Now we don't have to rely on Randall being our high assist guy. But I do think if they don't come out and get a major point guard, then that's something that you got to think about. Whether you want him here or not. And like I said, it had nothing to do with RJ. To me, Shy Powers, his talent is not about Randall's talent. Nothing to do with that. Listen, we not winning now with all these guys. I mean, RJ dropping 29 in the month of February.
Right. Fact.
He's scoring all this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Burks ain't got it popping for us. Other guys ain't got it popping for us. And I just think that it's just so frustrating to see, for me, where we were last year and where we were this year, because we switch a lineup with two guys, and I think it makes a big difference. But I think we're going into next year. For all the guys who think Tibbs is out, okay, Tibbs is out. I'm cool with that. But I'm hoping that with whoever we bring in to be the coach next year, he could do what Tibbs did last year and some. Because a lot of this thing got this year, like I always say, guys, I'm not defending Tibbs or nobody. Because for another sorry, he can get it and be out if y'all want him out. I ain't got no problem with it. I mean, it is what it is. But you do got to take in the fact of what happened this year. Everything in totality. The defense, the ball player we brought in, not good defenders like last year. Our defense is terrible this year compared to last year because we don't have defenders in that starting lineup.
Facts.
There's a lot of reasons why the Knicks are not where they at this year. And a lot of that got to do with our defense. We was top 4 in the league last year. We bottom feeders almost. You know what I mean? We had guys who we could rely on in the fourth quarter to shut other guys down. We don't have that this year. So, to me, shout out. A lot of it got to do with the personnel too. So it's just difficult, man. But I'm hoping that now that it's over, let my man come in here, let McBride get in here, let Sims get in here, let Cam Reddish get in here, let all these young guys get in here and get the burn, man, and then we'll see how it goes. But I do think that I just don't think that everything should be thrown at Tibbs. Because you know what? Sometimes you got to have the players. You got to have the right players. No player is that good without talent. Popovich, Phil Jackson. I don't care who you name. No coach is good unless they got talent. Talent wins over everything. Period. Talent wins over everything. And if you don't got talent, I don't care how good of a coach you are. You ain't winning without talent. Look at Greg Popovich this year, without DeRozan, without Rudy Gay, without the Tim Duncans of the world. Look at what he's going through right now. You know what I mean? So it plays a major role what you got talent, Shot Powers. I just think that the Knicks, we kind of lacking a lot of certain parts of the season because of Derrick Rose went down. Kemba Walker didn't pop off the way he wanted to. Certain players didn't get it popping and it resulted into all this stuff here. But we'll see. Let's hope when we get some talent next year, we get a new coach. If that's what we all clamoring for in New York City, we get a new coach. But if we get a new coach, and the same thing happened next year, you better not come and say it was Tibbs' fault. If the Knicks, I don't care what coach you get, if the Knicks do not progress next year and they're in the same rut, you know what you're going to have to find them saying? We did not have the talent.
I really think Tibbs is coming back next year, and I think Tibbs is going to come back, and I think they're going to give him more so of a team that he wants to put out on the floor. I believe Tibbs is going to get a big point guard from somewhere, and I think McBride may be a backup for that big point guard that we have. So, and a couple of players, I think less likely to be here next year. So I think they got a big thing to come this summer, and the things that we just need to get. I mean, if you said, you know how I feel about that. You said DeAndre Murray for Randall. I'll fly. I go drive down there. I take him to the airport. I even pay for that ticket real quick. You said that, man. Yeah, that's something special right there. But we do need a facilitating point guard right there, and that's something that I hope that they're looking to get in this off season.
Right. Yeah. KJ, for me, it was so tough for me, man. And I just try to make sure it's all equal across the board, because I just think that the move that they made just didn't really gel with this team. Then the injuries. I do think Nerlens Noel was a big loss to us coming out of the season at the beginning of the season.
Right.
I think that was a major setback for the Knicks because Mitchell Robinson wasn't ready to ball out. He just came off a 9-month hiatus. I just want to put everything in perspective and that we can see why from where we went to then to now. We came into the season, we missing our backup center. Our starting center was just not there because he just came off a 9-month hiatus and not in condition. We brought a point guard in here who just wasn't ready to play Knicks basketball because he's not a defender. Fournier was abysmal. When I mean abysmal, in the first quarter, that first half of the season, he was nowhere. That happened. RJ didn't really pop until maybe late into the end of the first half of the season. You know, like you always say, inconsistent. Then on December, you lose Derrick Rose. Then you got young guys who once they get in, they got to find their way. Thank God for Quentin Grimes. Real talk. He came in and took advantage of it. He made it happen. But I still think that some of the personnel moves Tibbs did not want here. Tibbs didn't ask for all this stuff. They gave it to him, and this is the result. Bringing in a point guard who can't defend. His offense wasn't there. You brought in a $19 million shooting guard who, at the beginning of the season to now, I mean, roughly then was horrific, period. So I do think it played the part in all this losing. You know what I mean? So now we hear where we at now. Randall was up and down. He went through that little trial and tribulation with the fan base, shut the F up, whatever. Then that started, bringing a negative effect into the locker room. Not too long ago, fan base wanted Julius Randle out of here. You know what I mean? So I just think it's been a tough season for the Knicks, man. And I hope that we could rebound from it and keep moving forward, man. And I said we only 2 games out of the spot, KJ. We were still right there. You know what I mean? We just got to, hope for some wins and hopefully these young guys, with the emergence of these young guys, Cam Reddish and Grimes and McBride, if Tibbs give these guys some burn, and I like the way Sims been playing out lately, hopefully they can help us, man. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Right, and that's what we got to look at. It's we still can make, and with all the crazy stories that went on this year with this team and players not playing in the rotations and losing by 28 to the Nets and coming down 28 and coming back and losing the game, we're still right there. It's what is it with this team? We know we had the players. It's just not happening. It's not clicking.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, it's like just play basketball, win one game. And I'm at a loss for words, Devon and Shy, because it's like we've been saying it. We do this scenario, but why isn't Tibbs doing that? It's like I'm not saying we're not blaming him. We know he's a decent coach. He could coach. He won Coach of the Year last year. But it's just the question comes when the rotation starting to happen, or why these players are not getting in, or why are you playing these players for too long, or why is this rotation of players in the game and they blow a lead? Bring other players in that can do the same thing or even better. Just don't leave them out there so long. And we're seeing it from a fan's perspective. And this guy's coach sees them every day. So it's like, what is it? To me, it just feel like it's too many internal mishaps going on inside. And it's like more, I'm the leader. I'm going to do it my way. The one thing I am going to say about World Wide West and Leon Rose, these guys have shown that these guys are willing dealers. So say Julius does get traded, just know for a fact it's going to be for an impactful player. It's going to be for some more assets. It's not just we're just getting rid of Julius Randle and we're not getting nothing back in return. So I am happy about that point if that happens. So I'm comfortable with them guys at the helm because they're going to get players that we need. This year, it was a failed project. They rolled the dice and they crapped out. 4, 5, 6, wherever you play 7, 11, they so my thing is give them another chance. We got another year, and we here. But 21 games left. We can go 17-4. It can happen. We won't know until these games start happening.
Mm-hmm. I want to lead the chat just to respond to Esco. Esco, that's a good question. Do you think Sims will be better than Mitchell 4 years? I think Sims has better feet and he's stronger. I agree with the stronger part and the feet. And I like the way Sims play around that basket too. Being better, it's hard to say for me, Esco, because I don't think that the Knicks have unleashed Mitchell Robinson the way he would like him to unleash him. And Mitchell Robinson feels like he just run up and down the court just to do, and I do think maybe a different point guard might bring out the best of Mitch. But Esco, that's a good question. I think Sims got the potential to be a really solid rebounder, shot blocker. I haven't seen too much of his offense game yet because we haven't seen enough of him play. But I like what I see, and I really do. And I think that I thought him and Mitchell Robinson were the two centers moving forward for the Knicks. I thought Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Sims were the Knicks centers moving forward from here on out. And it remains to be seen. But Esco, I think he got a lot of upside, man. That young man, strong, snatched 10 rebounds the other day. It was like it wasn't nothing. He did what Mitch. He was doing the thing that Mitch did in his first and second year, running out, defending cats on the perimeter. I do like that, Esco. So it's interesting. Can I say he's better than Mitch? I don't think we got the best of Mitch yet because I don't think the Knicks have unleashed Mitch. They don't let him do the things he want to do offensively. They don't got the point guard. Like I said, Alex Burks, man, Mitch should be scoring 15 a game. None of these point guards don't get on the ball. They don't get down the lane. When they do get down the lane, they shooting. They're not passing. You know what I mean? So, but it's a good question though, and I do think Sims really going to be a solid player for the Knicks. And I'm hoping that they convert that two-way into a full NBA contract. Even if you sign Mitch, to know that you got Mitch and Jericho Sims instead of Mitch and Noel and Todd Gibson moving forward, that's bright for the Knicks.
Exactly.
Real talk, man. But we'll see, man. But that's great dialogue right now. It was a great conversation to the chat and everybody. But I do think that with the tip situation remain to be seen. I mean, and like I said, and I agree with you guys. He's not a bad coach. He just might not be the coach. He might not be the coach for us anymore. Maybe not. Maybe we might need to move on from him. I don't know. I'm good with him. I think that he's stubborn as hell. He need to fix that shot powers. But at the same time, I get it. I get what he's doing. But we'll see. The kid, he wants to win. Tid, man, he always want to win. Now I think he might be wanting to win too much to the detriment of developing. That might be a negative on him. That he might want to win so much that he's not realizing that maybe I need to give these young guys some chance to help me win. I think that's where he's missing the boat at. Because I do think Deuce McBride should have been the New York Knicks starting point guard after Kemba Walker got benched.
Facts.
Period.
Number one question.
Anyway, you know what I mean. So that's where I only fought Tiz with that because I think he should. And don't get me wrong, he tried. Like I said, he gave Obi his minutes. He gave Quickly his minutes. I mean, because them two dudes was there last year. They played. They both played the same role they played last year. Quickly was the backup 2. Obi was the backup 4 last year. They the backup 4 and 2 this year. But it's hard when they're not really making that step. I thought Obi Toppin, he started good this year. I thought he was doing good things. But I think what's keeping Obi Toppin guys out of the Knicks is the defense, shot powers. I think that's the number one. What's hurting Obi Toppin the most is the defense. That's it.
Yeah, it is definitely his footwork. And for you, even if you he get in there and get a block, grab some rebounds, do something like that. Drive to the hole a little bit more, Obi. You got these high vertical, and if you could drive in there and do that double pump and throw it up against the rim, throw it towards the rim, you might could get a couple more foul, get to the line a little bit more. Obi and I don't know. Sims is going to be something that we need to keep a hold on. This young boy then came in here the other night and grabbed 10 rebounds effortlessly. Like he didn't have no problems getting them, and his defense suffers because he doesn't get on the court and to play against Embiid, being one of the premier centers in the league. He really schooled him a little bit. He did some moves on him that he showed that Sims was a rookie. So he did that to him. He also fouled him out as well. So he will get better as the years get, where he knows how to place his feet, how not to put his hands out, put your hands behind you or put them to the side so you can't get the swipe throughs. And he just needs to be on the court a little bit more to understand the game. I think Sims can grow a good jump shot or a sky hook. He looks like a sky hook type of guy. Like he could get up there with his long arm and shoot a little sky hook. So it's all to be seen in the next couple of years. But to reiterate about what you said, Devon, yeah, I think at least I thought, I still hope that him and Mitch can be our starting a starter and our backup centers for the years to come.
Yep. Hey, Alan Lee, I was just about to point that out there. I really do believe that the player development part, I think that was a lot of with the Johnny Bryant. Johnny Bryant was handling all the guards, Kenny Payne. And I think Kenny Payne did a good job. Let's think about what Kenny Payne did for Mitchell and Noel last year. He turned Mitchell Robinson and Noel into some really good centers. Kept cut down on the fouling out games. Made Mitch a little bit more aware, not getting fouled. I mean, I think that's why Mitch is probably so frustrated to me. Mitchell Robinson feels like he just run up and down the court and grab off his rebound. Do you see the last couple when he put the ball on between his legs, went to the hole, went to the rack, those finger rolls? I mean, the kid is a talented young man. Even though this is not high school, if you look at some of his high school clips, you see the talent that he has. I don't know why they're not letting him unleash it. You know what I mean? So I do think that has a lot to do with them holding Mitch back a little bit. Because it was a clip the other day. Mitch tweeted a clip of Marshall Plumlee for the Hornets, and he was like, "That's what Rich was trying to." He put the tweet out there like, "That's what he feel he should be doing." Marshall Plumlee was going through the hole, bang, dribbling the ball, getting down, and Mitch feel like he should be doing the same thing. But it's like, I never understood why y'all putting Mitch at the top of the key to set screen to give handoffs. He ain't no quarterback. he ain't an offense tackle, man. Get that man down there. Just let him face somebody up. Throw the ball in the paint, whether he's just jump up and dunk it backwards or throw a baby hook shot. They not giving him up. That's where that point guard comes in at for everybody. You got to have a point guard that know when Mitch get ready, sometimes Mitch run down court, right? All Mitch got to do is do a 180, and he got the dude pinned under the basket.
Raymond Felton.
Wide open, and they don't throw him the ball.
Right.
What I mean? Whoa, man, you just missed a chance for Mitch to either dunk it on this dude, get fouled, or whatever. And I just think that, it just seemed like we just, oh, my God, bro. It's like we got to get a point guard in New York bad. We really need one, KJ, because I think that's going to be the solution to all our problems is a legitimate point guard in New York.
Right. Raymond Felton, Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, facts.
Who was better, Tyson Chandler or Mitchell Robinson?
Right.
And yeah, I mean, in your guys' opinion.
I think Mitch. I think Tyson Chandler had, he had a defense game like Mitch. He didn't have an offense repertoire neither.
But they have similar games.
Yep.
They play defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really Mitch is coming along younger, but if you look at Tyson Chandler, pretty much the same game. But that's here nor there. I just had to throw that out there. I was thinking about the point guard, and I was thinking Raymond Felton and Tyson Chandler had a good tandem. But you're right. Point guard play is key. Again, we got too many people. We knew RJ wants the ball in his hand. Random needs the ball in his hand. It's too many people that need the ball. We need a guard like Deuce McBride. We need that. We need him to put him in, and hopefully, he puts the man in tonight. And hey, listen, guys, if Deuce McBride plays 15, 20 minutes and is serviceable out there, they may have found something. Again, we really want to we need a 2-week, 3-week span Jerry Milin story right now. It needs to start tonight. We need that right now, and we need a different spark plug. And hopefully, and we know what they're thinking that Deuce McBride is that spark plug that we need. Someone that's not in the rotation, someone that nobody is really got tape on to step in the G League is scheming for. You get the guy out there like that because nobody was scheming for Grimes. But now we know what Grimes like to spot up. They got him now. But we got 2-3 weeks and the season's over. Get this guy out there on the floor and can change our season around. Get him out there.
Yeah, man. I think it's just like I said. You got to have somebody who's a quarterback, man. You need a quarterback. Everybody can't be running backs.
Right.
We need a quarterback out there, bro. We need somebody who can get the ball to these dudes, in situations what's going to work for them. It's just that we just don't have it. I'm sorry. Alex Burks ain't that dude. Quickly is better than him. And I'm disappointed that even to me, you should have get a range to Quickly. Alex Burks could have still got his minutes.
Yep.
Alex Burks could have been a shooting guard. You know what I mean? Quickly been facilitating much better than Alex. As a matter of fact, I see the stat today. Emmanuel Quickly got, I think it's 11 more assists this year, and Burks played 400 more minutes than him. Let that sink in. He got 11 more assists than Alex Burks this year, and Alex Burks played 400 more minutes than Emmanuel Quickly. You know what I mean? That's telling to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, like I said, that experiment is over. I mean, we got to change it up. We ain't been winning with it. We done lost 9-10 games.
Mm-hmm.
You got to switch this up, Tom Thibodeau. I try to support you any way I can. I try to support all, but you got to switch this thing up. This shit that we got going on there right now with this Alex Burks, Fournier, Randall, RJ, and is that point guard spot is not working because that man do not facilitate.
Right.
He just don't facilitate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they got to fix that, man, the KJ.
Yeah, they have to. Unless we're going into another season of the unknown, even though we could count last year. But again, nobody wants this feeling after the season we had last year. We thought this team, like, again, 50 wins. We were psyched up, and it's like now we're in the land of, man, this person goes, who we gonna bring in? I thought we got out of that, but now we back in this thing, and it's like when are we gonna catch a break from a fan base thing? We need a break, and all we ask for is just come on, man. Because like I said, all of us can get together, and we all can go put our resumes in and say, you know what, let's coach the team. Let's bring these people in. Something has to happen. And I just got this point. They need something to happen. We don't need the same lineup.
Nah.
Send a different message to the fan base. Switch it all the way around. We don't need to see a lot of these guys no more. We know what they're doing already. Play the young guys. Play them. Let them guys. What happened to Lucas Salmon? What happened to him? It's a lot of what ifs. We signed these guys for what? So it's like, come on, 21 games left. Throw all your firepower out there because something may pop.
Yeah, to me, Alex Burks and he ain't the reason why we lose neither, but he is a role player. You understand what I'm saying? He is a role player. He's a bench. He's a backup. He's a journeyman role player.
Yeah.
So if you got somebody who like Duke McBride, who's a role player, but he is a point guard, that's my whole point. You know what I mean? At least McBride is a point guard. You know what I mean? So if you're going to play Alex Burks, who is not a point guard, who is a role player, why don't you play a point guard and he's still a role player? I think you get more bang for your buck with McBride starting. And I'm gonna say that to the cows come home. Like I said, I just tried to make that comparison with Lonzo Ball because it almost seemed like that's what type of thing it would be. It would be somebody who can just get the ball to these guys, knock down the 3-ball, and play good defense. And let the other guy score the ball. Hey, let me ask you a question: with Mitch not taking that extension yet, do you think he can wind up having a situation? Let's hope not. That could turn into a Dennis Schroeder or Nerlens Noel not taking. Do you think it's wild for him to get and bank on the free agent market, and his agent get him the right deal, or do you think he should kind of while he got a chance to get the money from the Knicks? Shop, how do you think he should get in or just get and test the waters?
Well, right now for Mitchell Robinson, he as people noted that he didn't take the extension. We got until sometime in June to try to extend Mitchell, and that means we really have to be ready to do some things and do some things quick, man. And by I think it's the end of June, almost going into July, right before the everything starts to go on. I'm hoping Mitch. He wants to test. He might want to test the market to see where he could be at, and he can get. I think 12 million. I think Mitch is somewhere around 12 to 14 million. I think that too. And there's a couple of things that they could do to Mitch to really entice him, because if someone else wants to pay him 12 million or something like that, if the Knicks thought about it, they could do like we talked about before, giving them a 15 million, giving 15 million for 3 years with the fourth year as an option. You know, this would you know, give them 3 million less than a 4-year deal, but you would get more of the money up front with a 15 million a year deal. So I mean, there's some things that they could do, and you know, it's all about who they're going to move in this off season to free up the money for him and stuff like that. So I hope I, Mitch needs a point guard. That's what he's saying to the New York Knicks. And if he's not getting a point guard, so he doesn't have to feel like he's running up and down the court and just grabbing offensive rebounds, you know what I mean? That he can't be a piece of the puzzle to win, then you know, he may take a flight. So I'm just hoping Mitch. I hope we could get a point guard so we could keep Mitch also.
Hey, hey, a lot wise. I'm not sure. I got to look at the contract that either dude's only signed for 1 more year. It might be the case. I'm not sure what his rookie deal was. Let me bring up the stats. I can find out for you. And but you know what? Here's another thing. Miami looking at Mitchell Robinson this offseason. And if I was the Miami Heat, I would go after Mitchell Robinson in a heartbeat. Let me tell you something.
It's a couple of teams.
Mitchell Robinson at the 5, with Bam Adebayo at the power forward with Jimmy Butler. It's a wrap, it's a wrap. That defense will be top notch. Mitchell Robinson at the 5, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Kyle Lowry, and Duncan Robinson. That's game over. That's game over. That is game over. I'm talking about you're not scoring on that team. them are straight dogs, all of them dogs. Good. Duncan Robinson might not be a dog, but he around a bunch of them. Right. So that's why I wanted that Mitch extension, man. Mitch probably realized because you know what, Mitch had 5 agents in 6 years, 5 different agents. Mm-hmm. Not his fault. He's a young man. He didn't know no better coming out of high school, 18 years old, never went to college. You know, got people in your ear, left and right, telling you to do this, telling you to do that. You know, and it was tough for Mitchell Robinson, man. You know, but now he's about to finally become a free agent, and you hoping that people that's in his ear, the Weinstein Group, whoever he with now, they giving Mitch the best advice, tell him what they think is out there. They doing their research. They saying, you know what, Mitch, it's other teams that want you. Don't worry about it. So, you know, and that's a hard thing about just being somebody like Mitchell Robinson. All these guys, they so young, man. I mean, they coming in here out of college, out of high school. They trying to, you know, they don't know nothing about the nuance of this stuff. They never had over a job making over $300 a month, probably a week. Now somebody about to throw you millions of dollars. You know, that's tough to deal with. So I just think that the Mitchell Robinson probably banking on that his agent and heard the noise out there that like Detroit Pistons wanted him. You know what I mean? KJ wanted him. Miami might want him. He might be like, nah, you know what? I'm going to test the waters.
Right. And you got to look. You can't be 7 foot. So between him and a Struder, is like, I'm waiting. If I'm Mitch Robinson, I'm telling him the same thing. Hey, look, man, you've been making 1.5, 1.8 million, 1.8 million this year for the past 3 years. It's time for you to get paid. 48 million is peanuts in your position right now. If you look at all the top centers in the league, he might be in the top 5. He's in the top 10 right now. So they're looking at like, look at these guys making the money. We're gonna hold it out and wait because it's like other teams could really want Mitchell Robinson. And it's like, hey, it's gonna be. I'll tell you one thing. This is a big part of the Knicks off season. You know, they can't get it wrong. They got to figure it out. And that's why it's so important to see is what Jericho Sims is going to look like in these next 21 games. You know, it's important. I mean, we can always find other people to fill in. I mean, yeah, it'd be sad to let Mitchell Robinson go. If he does, I'm not going to lose any sleep because it's the Knicks' fault if they do let him go. But we can do a sign and trade too as well, I believe, right?
Yeah. So,
you know, if that happens, we got to do a sign and trade. But if I'm in Mitchell Robinson's camp, I'm holding out because I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to go to maybe a warmer weather climate like a Miami, you know, or somewhere that got young talent with a point guard.
Yes, that's what he's looking for, a point guard.
Hey, L.I.Y., to answer Eli's question, Deuce McBride will be a free agent in 2024, a restricted free agent in 2024. His average salary is 1.44.1, guaranteed at sign of 2.2 million. But he will be a free agent in 2024. So he must got this year, 2022, 2023, and then that next year. So he probably got a 3-year deal, I would say, something of that nature, for sure. But yeah, I think so, man. I agree with you, man. I just think that people, Mitchell Robinson might not be the stretch three. He might not be that, but man, do you know the way he does? Would you ever know to watch the game tonight? Watch when Mitchell Robinson lead a game tonight. Watch when he go out the game. Watch what happened to the Knicks.
I-95.
And it's all year long. Watch when Mitchell Robinson goes out the basketball game for the New York Knicks. People just come in there and start running them up. It's been happening the whole season, bro. And that's why I think that he undervalued from this standpoint. He makes it tough on people to score inside for the Knicks. He just does. And that's what disappoints me about not having McBride in there. Can you imagine we had somebody like McBride to slow them point guards down from getting in that lane so much on the Knicks? Mitchell Robinson don't never have to react so much all the time. He could stay on his guy and stay back on his center. But he always got to kind of try to pick and choose whether I'm going to roll and stop their point guard or I'm going to stay back and defend my man. And I think our point guards put Mitchell Robinson in no man lands a lot of times because he's always trying to defend the point guard that's getting like when Fournier man and Kemba Walker man and Burks man and beat them all the time. Look at Mitchell Robinson. He's like, damn, I want to help y'all out, but I can't leave my man. And then you don't see Julius Randle and them all doing all the switching. So if Mitchell Robinson come, I see this happen the other night. Just to just show a point about defense rotation. When Mitchell Robinson moves up, it's somebody over there like maybe it's Randle or Arden shit. Well, if Mitch move up and my man is, they not looking at him. I need to move over. And I just think Mitchell Robinson is a real valuable dude, man. I mean, I get it. The man dropped one of the best offensive rebounders in the game. Think about when the Knicks are shooting bricks. That man there to clean up them glass shots, KJ, and you see it too. I mean, man, this cat be having like 6, 7, 8 offensive rebounds. It's not a lot of centers that do that in the NBA anymore. So I just think that he's unique in that aspect. And I think if you just get a good point guard and balance it out with him, and I do think that he can be a dip. But I'm concerned that if what's going to happen if we don't take this extension? I just don't want him to have a Dennis Schroeder moment or a Nerlens Noel moment back in the day where they bet on free agency, and Nerlens Noel turned down $80 million from the Dallas Mavericks. Now the man playing for $5-10 million.
Right.
Dennis Schroeder last year, the Lakers offered him $80 million 4 years. He turned it down. Now he's making $5 million.
Yeah,
I'm hoping Mitch don't get caught out there like that.
Right. My thing is Mitch is going to another level right now, so he's seeing himself. He's feeling himself a little bit, like as he should. He's seeing what he's doing in the world's most famous arena every single night. He's going out and he's a factor, right? So now he's like, I want to be the man too. I want to go somewhere where I'm more appreciated, where they're gonna give me the ball more. It's like it's gonna happen when you're losing. If we were winning right now, none of this would have been together. But when you're losing, these things start to question you. You never know what his people saying to him, like, nah, you better than that, do that, So with Mitchell Robinson, I just feel like right now, at this present time, right now where we at, I believe that we're gonna lose this man. Unless we don't turn it around. If we turn it around, it may be, but if we don't turn the season around and it is what it is, I think we're gonna lose Mitchell Robinson, guys.
Yeah, and Shaw Powell, they have been negotiating with him. Don't get me wrong, they've been negotiating. Maybe the money, maybe they just not agreeing, and that's negotiating. That's negotiating. That's what happens when you're in there willing and dealing. You trying to get more. You trying to get much as you can. Obviously, that's just the nature of doing business. You know what I mean? When two parties trying to come together for one common cause, that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Whether we're gonna do I deserve more? The Knicks might say, well, we're concerned about the injury history, and he might feel like, well, you know what? I think I'm going to be all right. So it's a lot of nuances to that. And then they wonder if he go on a free agent market, so he go negotiate with another team. Well, listen, Mitch, I looked over your career. You've been injured, blah, 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 blah. And we scared we might not want to put out that money because of that. So it's a lot of stuff into this negotiating thing. And I get it. It's business. It's wheeling and dealing. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? You come along somebody doing trading, you got to be able to give them the equal value. Do the Knicks think that Mitch is giving them equal value from a health standpoint, not the game, the health? And I think that's where a lot of this negotiation for Mitch going to go on through the years, because I do think that unless he get a short deal, maybe 2 years with an option or something like that to prove himself, and then he might bet on this. I think he's betting on himself right now. But I'm hoping the Knicks lock him up though. I just think that Mitch makes a big difference in New York. I really do. What that man do on the basketball court, when he right, he a monster, bro. And don't get me wrong, Embiid give it to everybody. Jokic give it to everybody. Just because he get played by Embiid, he ain't the only center in the NBA that gets destroyed by Embiid. You know what I mean? He ain't the only. Jokic destroy everybody. Embiid destroys everybody. Not only Mitchell Robinson, anybody. That he's that good. So I don't want to say because he's having a bad game against Embiid is the reason why he shouldn't get a contract. How many people have a good game against Embiid? So I think that's minute to me. But let's see, man. I hope the Knicks sign this dude, man. But real talk, we got 10 more minutes to get, like my man Esco said, down to Philly. We got to go get a win, man. We just need a win. Ladies and gents, we need a win. I just want to see the Knicks win a basketball game, bro. That's it. And I'm hoping they can go down there, and if they don't show no brotherly love, that's right. We come in there with our A game and get it popping, man. I hope they should play. I hope we see a Deuce McBride sight tonight, guys. I hope that they come out there and fight and scrap, man. And the second time around, you'll be better than the first time, you could say. But let's see. Let's see. Let's hope RJ rise to the occasion. We get a pop and we get a W, man. Because I think if we get a W tonight, and then I do think we're going to lose that game tonight. To be honest with you, I do believe that the Charlotte Hornets will lose in Cleveland tonight. I'm going to go out there and put that on a limb, y'all. If they lose in Cleveland tonight, we 2 games in the loss column out of the 9th or the 10th spot. We just got to win, bro. We just got to get some wins, man. And if we get a win tonight, we win that. They lose the game. We 36 losses. They 34 losses. And I think their team is not defensively sound like that. I think they're going to lose much more games. I think like I said, I think the Charlotte Hornets got a good up and coming guys. I don't think they're going to be what I think they're going to be. And I think Atlanta, they already got. I heard Nate McMillan name out there. Him and Tibbs is like in the hot seat. You know what I mean? McMillan and Tom Thibodeau is in the hot seat. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see how this thing going to pan out for you guys, for real. But I think we're going to go in there and try to compete and battle, man. And hope we come out with a victory tonight, man. I'm always going to pick up the win. So I'm going to go to the Knicks 110 to 105 tonight.
I'm right there with you. I'm close, but I got a little close. I got it 111 to 109. I think we're gonna squeak a win out tonight. I think it's gonna be a tight game. I don't think we put them to the line like we did the last game. I don't think Embiid shoots 27. How many free throws did he shoot the other day? 25, 27. I don't think he goes to the lines as much this game. And I just hope Mitch can come out there and play some ball, man. And just to get back on touch with the thing about Mitch, I think the thing with Mitch, the 2 things with Mitch is that the Knicks are offering low right now, and Mitch is wants a lot. That's the only thing. I think in a deal, you start one side starts real low and one side starts real high, and hopefully they could come to a medium.
Right. Knicks 115, Philly 105. That's what I'm going with today. Another national televised game, guys.
Yep.
Hey, God, 9 out of 10 the way it's looking, we know the Knicks probably be up on the other side of the stick. So we not making these picks to think that we know this. We just always try to make sure that we got to keep, and with all the negative stuff going on with our team, we just try to give some hope a little bit here.
You feel good.
We try to be like Obama, keep hope alive. We just try to give a little hope over here. We know 9 out of 10 it can go the other way, especially the way they've been playing. But that's why we don't bet on them with the dollars. We just bet on them with the having fun. Because I ain't wasting my money. So we're not losing my money. My wife be like, "Nah, bro, it's a wrap." But yeah, man, it's all good. We just got to go in there and try to get it popping, man. Let's see some Deuce McBride tonight, man. We need to get Deuce McBride up in the building tonight. Tom Thibodeau, get Deuce McBride up in there tonight. Come on, man. Get the brother some burn. You done gave Jericho Sims some burn. You done gave Grimes some burn. You done gave Cam Reddish some burn. Let's give my man Deuce McBride some burn. For real. For real. But yeah, man, let's go Knicks, man. Real talk, man. Hey, what was your score again?
115, 105, Knicks.
Okay, I had 110, 105. Shot Powell, what was yours again?
Yeah, 111, 109.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
or
man.
107, 109.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough patch. Joel Embiid, Harden, man, and Philly. Philly got a lot of Knicks fans up in there, though. Don't get it twisted. Knicks fans all over the place.
Twisted.
Yeah, man, they come in there and play. But let's hope for a good game, man. You know, just have a good game overall. Cut them turnovers down, man. Turnover.
Hit some free throws.
Hit them free throws, man. Y'all shot 62% against Philly the other day. That's why we lost. Y'all shot 62% from the charity strike. RJ, you could be the number one man in the business. Boy, you hit your free throws. You could have had a 50-point game the other night. 30 the other night. RJ, get them free throws. Mitchell Robinson, hit them free throws. Fournier, hit your free throws. You should be shooting way better. You know what I mean? You should be shooting way better than you should. You know, and you know, just go ahead and play, man. You know, but try to hold down that fourth quarter, man. And try to hold it down, man. Our defense has been abysmal. What can I say? We just haven't been playing no good defense lately. And I think that's with the precursor to a loss when you ain't playing no defense in New York. But we'll see how it goes, man. Once again, to the Fives chat in the business, man. Y'all cats the widest minds in the business is up here right here on this chat, man. Y'all cats keep it going, man. I appreciate y'all coming in all the time, representing the show, man. I know a lot of places you can go, man. There's a lot of streams out there, a lot of guys that hold it down there. But I'm glad y'all guys come here and get on here with us and talk Knicks, man. We appreciate y'all, real talk. Y'all know without the chat, it ain't nothing, man. So that's all good there. KJ, shout out. Our partners in crime, the three amigos. You know what it is, man. This door is always open, bro. We here. We ain't going nowhere. We here. You know what I mean? We here, man. We for the long haul. But let's go get it tonight. Knicks, chat, everybody. Y'all enjoy that game, man. Salute to my man Jarvis. Salute, my brother. Salute to you.
Going the wrong way.
Louisiana in the building. Will, we got Colorado stay in the building all the time. Y'all guys are the best. West Palm Beach, Frank, everybody, man. Yeah, let's go get it, man. Y'all enjoy the game. I'll see y'all in the next one. Pre-game, I think we got coming up in the next, I think it would be, if I'm not mistaken, New York Knicks will be against the Phoenix Suns. Definitely better win tonight. Tonight, because we about to go on that seven-game road trip. It's about to get ugly.
17-4, baby. 17-4. Here we come.
Yeah, I heard. Hey, I'm keeping KJ spirit up here. 17-4.
Word up.
We 16-4 last year. 17-4, man. Let's go with it, man.
Yo, y'all, real talk, man. Y'all enjoy that game. Enjoy the rest of the week, man. I see you guys at the next one, man. Anything pop off in between, we'll jump on and let y'all know. We got to pop in here, the chat. Everybody we streaming from, thank you for coming in and enjoying the show. Me and my brother about to get out here. We about to watch some Knicks basketball. Come on, Nick. Deuce.
Let's go.
Let's get it, man. Peace, everybody. I enjoy, man. I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Real talk. Yo, salute everybody.